Okay, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you are in the world. I receive people signing up from different countries in the world, so I just want to say very welcome to every one of you. And you might be listening to the recordings, from somewhere else as well, another time. So I just wanted to say hello and thank you so much for being here live or listening to the recordings. Today, I'm going to talk about 3 stress-free ways to land your dream job in 2022. Let me introduce myself. My name is Andrea Reger. If you don't know me yet, I am a founder of the Sustainable Career Navigation Program. I recently established and founded Arch Island and this program to help job seekers to land their dream job stress-free. I am originally from Hungary, from this lovely city, Budapest, but I've been living in Ireland for 17 years this stage. Time goes just so fast. I've been here with my family, my kids and husband, and I would love to know, where are you right now? Where are you originally from? Where are you listening to this podcast or workshop recordings from? Please let me know, and I would love to connect with you there as well this way. So as I mentioned, today I'm going to share 3 practical, easy to use tips on how to land your dream job stress-free in 2022. So we all want to sustain our health and relationship, and that's sometimes needs and requires some tricks and behind the scenes ideas. And I will introduce myself a bit later, about my career path, what I've been doing, but as a recruiter, being on both sides of the recruiting process for almost 15 years, I know some tricks here. So I would be happy to share those with you. Okay, so we will see how to start the recruiting process, how to start the application process, how to connect with ourselves and with other people, and also how to make that change that we long for and we desire, but we just don't really know where to start. So here is the picture some of you might be able to resonate with. It's about how stressed you are on a scale of 1 to 10 right now, or generally speaking, when you think about your career or changing your career, you are feeling extremely stressed. On the picture, you can see there's a guy who's completely on different stimulants to help himself calming down, or you just feel whatever is happening, or you're extremely chilled, sometimes even too chilled. Where are you on a scale of 1 to 10? Extremely stressed out, okay, or totally relaxed about what happens next to you in your career? One thing is for sure, if we are in an interviewing or exam situation, even performance review sometimes can be very tricky and stressful, like on this picture, when you are in front of a panel, an interviewing panel or examination panel, you definitely experience stress at some level in your life, at some stage in your life, even if it was, as I said, an interview or exam stress. But any other life situation can cause stress to people. And that's okay. It's okay if it doesn't last long. Stress is something when you feel overwhelmed, when you feel under pressure, when you feel you need to perform and you are absolutely focused and your adrenaline level goes up and you're in a fight or flight mode, which is perfect, and it comes very handy when we need to perform and give our best in a certain situation. The problem is when a certain situation, interview, exam, performance review, meeting, sales pitch, gone, it's over, ends, but you still remain in that type of high alerted status. That's when the problem happens, especially if it is staying with you for over a period of time, weeks, months, or even years. That's when we need, and we talk about chronic stress. And this is the moment when you need to realize what is in your head, what kind of inner chat, what's the dialogue this mind of yours in this beautiful place is saying to you. I cannot do that. I'm going to fail. They're not going to hire me anyway. I'm too old. I am not skilled. I am not prepared. I could do better. I could have done this and that. There are other people deserve this more than me. What are you telling yourself about the situation? Do you say this? Or maybe you can say, here is an opportunity. Maybe I can learn something about myself I am not yet aware of. Maybe there is a blind spot I can, or it can be revealed for me. Maybe that's an opportunity to make good a new connections, relationship. You know, you never really know what's going to happen, and keeping this inner talk on a different vibration, different mode, it's all up to you. But the first step is recognizing that there is a little voice talking to you all the time. That's number one. Changing it, that's a completely different story, and it's not today's topic anyway. But knowing what's going on in your head has a huge effect on how you feel. If you say, I'm not good enough, I'm not going to make it, I will fail, I'm not prepared, how does that make you feel? You would feel anxious, stressed, even angry with yourself, confused, negative. How would that make you feel? And what kind of actions are you going to take in a result of that? Maybe you drink more coffee, or maybe you rush yourself, or maybe you try to like over talk to other people, or you might withdraw, you might get isolated, or you might, you know, feel depressed, anxious, apathetic, and just go away. And the result would be, you know, you're not applying, so you won't be able to change your job. There's no changes happening. You might start over abusing different stimulants, and you go down into the rabbit hole. And whatever your initial thought was, that I'm not good enough and I won't get the job, is actually going to happen. It's going to be proven, your initial thought. But if you feel, yes, I'm worthy, I have a lot to add, I have a lot to offer, the company should really and could really benefit from a knowledge that I have. Or you say, you know, I am unique. That's my dream job that I deserve to have. I am passionate about that, and I will get that job. How those thoughts make you feel? You could be determined, like focused, very positive, energetic, motivated, enthusiastic even. And what kind of actions you're going to take if you feel the energy, if you feel the enthusiasm and motivation? You probably will keep trying, you will be probably showing up, you will be probably, you know, bounce back and try again, and, you know, and what kind of results you will get if you do all those actions. Most likely you will land your dream job. That's what's going to happen. You will find the path, your next step in your career, whether it's your, you know, career promotion or a new business or a change of career, whatever it is for you, you will find it as a result of your actions, emotions, and thoughts. So this is where you have the power, because where you don't have a power and control is what's happening outside in the world. We all know there's a lot of disturbance in the world. I don't even want to mention. It's very sad what's going on, and we don't have too much control over what's happening there. We don't have control what's happening in a company, in an organization, whether it's a change or a managerial changes or a restructuring or a work overload or some conflict. You don't have control over that. What you do have control over is how you interpret the situation for yourself. You say that this is an opportunity for me to establish or evaluate where am I going, where am I heading, what am I going to do next. Here is an opportunity to step up, change, or upskill myself. It's up to you. This is what you can decide, and this is what you have control over. If you don't do that and you let the stress to become your default, and you live with stress for, as I said, a long period of time, for months, even years, the stress will manifest into some sort of illnesses, unfortunately. Some of the illnesses are listed here, like heart disease, stroke, different digestive turbulences, colitis, also diabetes, migraines, asthma, ulcers, breathing problems, fatigue, skin diseases, so many. The list is very, very long. But the bottom line here in terms of the illnesses, and I'm showing you this to be realistic, not to scare you, just to be aware. I'm trying to give you information here that heart disease, cardiovascular disease is still the #1 reason of death in the world. This is from 2019, 2022. I'm pretty sure the situation is the same, and almost double people dies from cardiovascular diseases, heart diseases, than from cancer. So this should be a wake-up call when it comes to stress, because as I said, stress is there. We cannot change that, but how we interpret, face, resolve, going through it, resolve it, that's what we can change. And that's going to make a huge difference for your life and career. So as I promised, there's a little overview of where am I coming from and what I have been doing. And as you see, I've started my career in Hungary back in 1996 as a customer service representative, and then I became executive assistant and then a self-employed event organizer. I moved to Ireland in 2005, and I worked my way up in Europe's biggest airline, and I became recruitment manager in 2009. So in the past 15 years, I've been on both sides of the process, recruiting manager and an applicant as well. I changed industry after that, went to tech industry, and again worked my way up from being a recruiter, senior recruiter, and then I had a temporary position last year as the senior manager in the HR Ops team. So why am I showing this to you? As you see, I've changed jobs, I've made progression, career change, and progressed very heavily. Very fast paced. And this is just my career. In the background, I did degrees, bachelor degree and master's degree while I was getting married, having 2 kids as well. So I had a busy family life as well as a busy career progression. And I know it's not unique. I know so many people are doing that. I appreciate that. But how I reacted to these kind of changes was stress. I was extremely stressed all the time, on the go, trying to be the best, proving I can do that. I wanted to be perfect, the best mom, the best work colleague, the best one to be promoted and given the opportunity. Then obviously finances were important, where I can get more money, how can I progress further, and so on and so on and so on. It was never ending. I could never really enjoy what I was doing because I was always thinking, what's next? What can I do next? How I can, be even better and proving more and more what I'm capable of doing. So this is when I needed to realize in 2016 when I received 3 wake-up calls. One was in relation to my father's health, one was in relation to my son's health, and one was in relation to my own health. And it's sad enough that I needed to receive those wake-up calls just to start thinking and questioning, what I'm doing. Is this really the right thing to do? Where am I going with that pace and with this mindset and values and beliefs? And it took me a long time, like 5 years, as you can see, until 2020 to realize this is not sustainable. What I am doing is not something, if I keep doing that, I will drop that. I will drop that very soon. And this is not something I thought I am ready for. I am ready to live and be happy and passionate about and live my life to the fullest and enjoy what I'm doing and feel passionate about my life and career every single day. So it wasn't an overnight change. As you see, it's 5 years when I got there. But I needed to realize I need to put that phase period of time to rest. And I need to move on. I need to try something different. And that's when I realized I definitely have to do less of stressed out. I need to calm myself down. I need to do less negative self-talk that I'm too old. I'm not able to do that. I don't deserve that. Everybody else has bigger problems. They suffer more. They need more help. I need to do less of holding onto something that didn't serve me anymore, and holding on to the past. I need to let the past go and just wait what's unfolding for me in future and be open-minded for that and believe that I do deserve attention. I do deserve rest. I do deserve some break, and I don't need anything else to prove. I am here because, everybody else is here. We enjoy life and feel passionate about again and be happy. And rediscovering these kind of feelings was a huge aha moment for me. And also covering up, I'm perfect, I'm okay. I was not okay. And for years I was telling myself, first of all, and people around me, I was okay. But how are you? I'm sure you are not okay. You need help, but of course I don't. And covering up and keeping the old paradigms, and realizing that those beliefs and values and rules are really not mine. They are coming from my family or society or schools or the country's system, but it's not mine. And try to evaluate them and analyze them and see which is actually that I can relate to as a person, as Andrea, and which is what I inherited and I internalized that I thought it was mine, but in fact they are not. That was a huge process for me as well. And the next one was being courageous and brave enough to say, thank you, but no thank you. And I'm going slightly different from now on in my life. So that's why it took me so long, 5 years, to get where I am and do what I like to do. And they rediscovering what I really enjoy doing in my life, and just feel alive again and enjoy breathing and enjoy my inner child in it and bring out all the joy. So I changed my career again, but now I'm doing what I like to do. Sharing knowledge, educating people, reaching out, making connections. I do a lot of sea swimming, and in Irish Sea, in February, it's pretty chilly, but it's so refreshing. I do baking, bake birthday cakes and decorate them. I love singing karaoke, so I always try to find a way how to express it and, give a little joy and tender loving care for my soul. And I discovered ceremonial cacao, which is again a very nice calming drink for me. And I looked for alternative health and healing techniques, and I discovered a lot of them which are extremely good and useful for various different situations. Homeopathy is being one of them, but there are loads of others that I love and would recommend. But these are the things that I really enjoy knowing more about, discovering more, and implementing them into my life on a daily basis and being happy. But the bottom line is the same. Whatever I've been doing in the past 15 years has not changed. I still have a vision, and it's been getting stronger and stronger every single day, that everybody deserves to reach their full potential in a job that they are fully passionate about. There's no settling down and accepting what it is. You deserve to be happy and passionate what you are busy with 8 hours a day. And you have a right to know that you can do that stress-free. You can do that while you are sustaining your health and happiness. You don't need to go down the rabbit hole and hit rock bottom before you can rise again. There are help and options, aids, tools, methods available for you to be able to get where you want to be in a happier, healthier, and quicker way. So today we're going to talk about first how to start preparing for your career change or job seeking activity. You might want to start a new business and see how to do it first of all. So we talked about already the mindset, the right mindset. So when you look at this picture, some people might think, oh, okay, this is a poor man. He's so skinny and holding a big cup, so heavy for him probably. There are loads of things coming, but they are so tiny. It will take ages for him to fill. That's never gonna happen. He will crack before he make it. Oh, that's awful. Or you might think, look at this man. He must be so strong. He's holding that cup for so long. And look at him, how lucky he is. There's an abundance of coffee beans falling from the sky. Wow, he's at the right place at the right time. He's a very lucky man, isn't he? So see what the difference is? And you're looking at the same picture. But what you're saying to yourself, what is going on in here, is the difference of how you feel about this picture. So you either feel sad, sorry, and a little bit pity him, or you feel excited, you feel motivated and enthusiastic. And then what you do next is based on what you feel. So being grateful and thankful for whatever you have is one of the fundamentals when it comes to job seeking and in life general as well. So a little story about bowling. I went out to play bowling a couple of months ago with my family. 15 of us went out to a very old bowling alley, and it was so funny because I didn't do anything the first hour. I was watching people. They were so entertaining because of the comments they were making. It was a very mixed group, by the way, in terms of age, and some of them were local, so they visit that place pretty often to practice. Some of them were like sportsmen, so they really knew how to do that. Some of them were teenagers, or they're really into that whole thing. And I hadn't really played for like 15 years really, but I was like, okay, let's do that. And the first hour I was sitting and watching them, and no matter what they did, the narrative they were giving was, oh, I couldn't do that. Oh, that actually went aside. Oh no, this is only one pin I hit, or it's two. Oh, I'm never going to strike it. And this is what I heard from all 14 of them every time they made an attempt. And I was laughing. I was like, how do you think you're going to be successful with this kind of narrative you're giving yourself? They were stressed, and plus putting themselves under more stress by this little negative talk. And after an hour, when everybody gave up, nobody was striking 9. It's like, okay, that's my turn. And I went there and I, rolled the ball. Of course, it went to the right. And the second one went to the left. And I was like, okay, now I know 2 ways how not to do that. And I was keep adjusting a little bit, you know, sometimes more force or more gentle or at this angle or that angle. But every single time I implemented my learnings from the previous role to the next one. And when I hit my first pin, I was so happy. I celebrated it. I know it was a 9. I know it wasn't striking. I know other people reached 8. But all I cared was I have 1 in the bag. And if I can do 1, I'm pretty sure I can do 2. And that's how I built it up. And I managed to get to 8, like everybody else. However, I was like, if I got to 8, there's no chance I'm going to give it up now. Like 9 is the goal. I'm going to get to 9. Strike is the one I am here for. And I went and I did eventually 45 minutes into trying. I managed to strike. I was the only one who managed to strike. I was so happy and celebrated again, celebrated along the way anyway, and celebrated again. It was such a good feeling because the mindset helped me to keep going, inspiring and doing next, recovering from the previous experience, learning from it and take it to the next level. And every time when I hit the ball and roll the ball, I saw on the screen strike and number 9, you know, and the words strike. I know it wasn't there. I know I was imagining it, but this visualization really helped me as well to go where I wanted to be. So mindset is extremely important to learn and keep coming back up and continue. So this is my first suggestions to you when it comes to job advertisement and job application and interviewing as well. Most of the times when it comes to innovation and creativity, we hear think outside of the box, think outside of the box. Now I tell you the opposite. Think inside the box when it comes to job application and job interviewing and the process. Why? Because every single job application advertisement you see and that you apply for is an opportunity to go, decorate it, make it your own, and then leave. If it's a job interview, again, you go in there, you do your best at point in time, and then when it's finished, you leave. When you apply again, the new recruiter, company, hiring manager has no knowledge, experience, idea, what happened to you before, whether or not you were successful, how you thought, how you felt, what happened, what actions you took after that. The only reason they might know that or feel that because you might be carrying those boxes with you. They don't care about that. What they care is what you can show there and then, this point in time. As you can see on the picture, you remember in the beginning, you are in front of the panel. That's all what they care, what you have to offer there and then. Okay, and if you're carrying those boxes with you, they are so heavy. Why would you do that? So my suggestion is, whenever it comes to an application, you apply, CV, whatever it is, you do your best, you focus, you apply, you submit, and you move on to the next one. Again, think about it. It's a brand new fresh box. That's your opportunity to make a difference to the box. Again, change your CV, change your cover letter, tweak it here, tweak it there, personalize, customize. Do the full decoration from scratch with the whole blank, empty, open mind. Yes, you learn from the experience. Yes, you have that under your belt, what you have already seen, known, experienced, but you don't let those influence you when it comes to the most important moment of submitting your application or attending to an interview. So this is very important for you to remember, box, when it comes to job application. So having this right mindset, having the right attitude and behavior is extremely important, and paradigm is another important components of the mindset that we're going to talk a little bit later. Now I invite you to have a look at this picture and see what you can see. Is it an old lady, young lady, or you might see both? In the chat box, if you're here alive, maybe you can put number 1 for an old lady, number 2 for a young lady, and maybe number 3 if you see both. The reason why I'm showing this picture, because although we all looking at the same picture, some of us can see young lady, and some of us might see old lady, and some of us, as I can see both. Yet you're still looking at the same picture, but we might not see the same thing. So let me help you to show. This is the old lady on the right with the big nose, right? And here on the left is the young lady. And we see her chin here, eyelashes here, and she's turning her head to the right. So you all can see now both? Yeah, good. So the reason why I'm showing this again, that for you to understand that your perspective, your viewpoint, your experience is unique. You don't know what the recruiter, hiring manager knows, what the company knows, what changes they are going through. The recruiting process could easily change over time, you know. Sometimes it lasts for months. So the job you applied in the beginning might not be the same by the time they make an offer to someone who might not be you, and you take it personally, for example, for no reason, because you have no knowledge knowing so many behind the scenes information, because they are not public informations. But things and changes are happening, and your experience, how you felt, how you've seen, how you observe things is different from your perspective than it was from the recruiters or hiring managers' perspective. And that's okay. We can't expect. We are different. We experience it differently. Thinking about one day at a time, one box at a time, one application at a time, one customer at a time, one conversation at a time. You do your best there and then. You hang up, you move out from your box, you send your application, and you move on. You take the experience, but you move on. And then accept the inevitable. If somebody is saying thank you, but no thank you, just see what's in it for you. What can you learn from this experience, and how you can improve? If there is anything, you know, that you feel you need to improve, see how you can do that. And always, if you have nothing else to say, or you don't know what to say, always say thank you. Thank you for the gift of feedback that somebody has given you. You know, they put a precious time out of their life, from their family, from their career, from their work hours to give you this gift. It's precious. So don't let your emotions to overload you. And if you feel that you don't know how to respond, and you feel that you would react emotionally, say stop to yourself and just say thank you out loud, and go away and process it. And you will feel a lot better after that about your reaction, as well as about the learning experience that you were given as in a form of a gift of feedback. So the first topic that we discussed was gratitude. And when it comes to gratitude, being thankful, think about the box, one box at a time. Next is how to connect with yourself, with friends, with community, with the world, which is so disturbing outside, as we knew and know and experience it every single day. So connection with ourselves start first. This is our priority. If we don't know how to connect ourselves, if we don't accept ourselves, if we don't know ourselves, if we don't love ourselves, how do we accept and expect other people to know us, to accept us, to love us. So here where everything starts. And even if sometimes it seems so complicated and, it's so scary even go into that, think a little bit about what you can gain from knowing more about yourself, as opposed to, closing your eyes, just numbing it and ignore it, and not to process it. Which one would benefit to you on a long run? On a short run, it could be painful. Ouch, I don't really want to face with what I'm really thinking or feeling. But facing it and going through that would give you an opportunity to make lasting change for better, in your life. So this is another thing that most of people feel so many times, that they are going around in circles, never ending, same thing is repeating. I'm making the same statements, the same mistakes, the same result. But in fact, what's happening most of the times that you're going upwards in a spiral. And it feels like you're stuck, but you are not necessarily. You could be making a progress, but you're just not aware of that. So your awareness is at a different level. And that's why it's important to pay attention and be aware of your thoughts. So what did I do, or how I did it? If you see it on the picture, this was taken in Guatemala 4 months ago. I went there to sharpen my axe and just connect with myself and nature. This picture was taken at the Lake of Atitlan in the middle of Guatemala, looking at the nice volcanic mountains, and just take some time out, connect with myself and see, what am I doing? Where am I going? And why am I here for? And just remembering and rediscovering what I like doing and what I feel passionate about doing. And being aware of my self-talk and inner chat is important as well. And that gave me a fantastic opportunity, to pay and bring my attention inwards. Why is it important to do? There's a little story, sharpen your axe. I don't know if you heard that, but let me tell you, there's a lumberman who was hired to cut like 15 trees a day, right? First day he got 20 trees and they were praised and he was absolutely delighted with his performance. The second day he caught 15 trees and they were like, okay, that's still actually the goal that we hired you for. We're still happy with you, and he was fairly happy too. The third day he caught only 10 trees and then it went down to 5 and then 0. So by the end of the week he was fired because he couldn't cut the number of trees he was hired for to do. And he didn't understand why he couldn't do that, because he was actually working a lot quicker. He was working through his lunch. And the last day he ended up working through the night as well, in order to prove that he can do the job, yet he couldn't cut even a single tree out. So he went home at the end of the week. He was completely depressed, feeling completely low, and obviously telling he wasn't good enough, and he was completely separated and isolating himself. However, the neighbor knocked on his door and he asked for his axe. He wanted to borrow his axe, and he lended his axe to the neighbor, who said, what should I do with this dumb axe? It's so dull. There's no edge to it. And then he realized there wasn't a problem with his mindset. It wasn't a problem with his behavior. The problem was his axe, the tool. It was not good enough for the job. He did not take time out to sharpen it, to make it usable again, because he wanted to work harder and harder and harder, instead of taking some time out, withdrawing a little bit to work on his tool and performance. So that's what happened. And this is a very good lesson for everybody. Working hard is not the answer most of the times, okay? Taking some time out, and that's what I did as well. And realizing and really loving what you do and doing what you love is the key, is absolutely the key, and allowing yourself to connect with yourself and nature. That's another important factor. So connecting yourself, as I said, is the most important thing, but connecting with others are also vital, especially, as I said, in this world, in this unique, disturbing world that we are living in right now. You don't really know when it comes to your career change, business, where is your next recruiter? Where is your next hiring manager? Even clients, business opportunity is coming from. There is a story I would like to share with you very briefly. If you're actually interested in a longer story, I have this recorded in one of my podcasts. So feel free to check this out. So there was a time when I needed some help in my house when my kids were young, and I was working full time and I was doing a lot of studying, and I needed someone who helped me with cleaning. So I looked for a cleaner, and she came few days a month, and she was doing her job excellently. She was absolutely spot on, and we didn't talk much in the beginning, but then we started talking. So long story got short, I ended up giving her an opportunity for a job interview in the company I worked for as a recruiter. She ended up being hired, and ever since she's with the company and progressing nicely, and now she's in an office-based job for the very first time in her life. Nobody gave her a break. Nobody gave her a credit or an opportunity before. And this is a huge achievement, you know, for a single mom in her 30s to have such a breakthrough in her career, which is absolutely loving. Never mind, you know, the opportunities, the pay rise, and all the outlook that it came with this opportunity. She didn't know I was a recruiter. She had no idea. But the way how she worked, and we chatted, and it turned out, and an opportunity came, she grabbed it and went for it fearlessly, with love and wholeheartedly, and absolutely embracing the opportunity. So you don't know, as I said, where is your next recruiter, hiring manager, customer, business opportunities coming from. It could be somebody in front of, you know, the line when you're doing your grocery shopping, or somebody on the bus sitting next to you, or on the plane. You do not know. Or maybe somebody here, you can connect with them, or in the group, or anywhere. You know, now I'm making this workshop for you. Tomorrow I could attend to yours, or next year I'm learning from you how to do accounting or finance, or whatever is your area of expertise. That's not mine. You never know. So it's important making those connections. So speaking about connections, why don't we connect, if we are not connected yet, on LinkedIn? And there are my contact details. I'm putting it in the chat box as well. So Regarand, www.linkedin.com/in/Regarand. And the company's page is linkedin.com/company/art-island. So that's my contact information on LinkedIn. And here is the contact information where you can find me on Facebook and Instagram, which is Art Island 2022, and Art Cacao as well. Okay, and connecting with each other on the social media platforms, as well as, you know, when you're meeting people face to face, is important. Finding a mentor could be very useful for you as well. It's like somebody who is advocating for you, helping you, sharing the experience with you. An advocate can be, you know, somebody who is maybe working for a company where you would like to work or get into, and they can probably refer you to that company. There are people I know who are extremely good at referring people to the company that they are working for. This is absolutely fantastic, having those connections, building those connections, and yeah, and that's the best way for you as well as the other person. So for you, when it comes, you know, your turn, it's going to be a lot easier to reach out those people that, hey, can you tell me about this and this, because you had already done a favor for them. And for the person who is being referred, so if you are referred to a company, you get the best insight from those who are already currently working for the company to tell you about the culture, you know, about the team, about the manager, about the structure, about the expectations, working hours, and so on. Going on Glassdoor, I just heard recently, most of the people not too interested because they know there's only like complaining people who are not happy, you know, with the outcome. But having an insight and information from an insider who's currently in is probably the best either way. Having a coach, if you need structure, you need more time, because to be honest, finding a job is really a full-time job. Sometimes it feels like. And if somebody can give you some structure, strategy, ideas, motivation, you know, that's something that you might find useful to get where you want to be quicker and healthier. And also joining like a group of like-minded people, whatever is in line with your hobby, your interest, or maybe a new skill or a new interest that you would like to know more about, whether or not it's flying a plane or doing some pottery or gardening or sewing, doesn't matter what that is. Find that group of people, find that support network, make connections. That's the bottom line. And as I mentioned, if you want to be recommended, why don't you start making recommendations? Even on LinkedIn, when you think about that, you know, so many people expect other people to recommend me or endorse me. Why don't you start endorsing your contacts and connections and see how they react? They might start endorsing you and making recommendations for you as well. So I would challenge you and give you a goal of 25 new connections every single week now for the next 52 weeks and see how far you get. Also endorsing 25 people a week and see how your connection is going to change. I'm very curious. Let me know. So the next, before we move on to the next one, this was the connection part. And you remember, sharpen your axe. Take time out if you need, be with yourself. How many times I've heard in the past 2 years, people were working through the illnesses. There was never so many times, so often I heard that they didn't give themselves a proper break. Yeah, because I'm expected to go back after 2 weeks. Yes, but this illness might not go away after 2 weeks. Take the time you and your body needs. You should be your priority, and everything else will happen then. Okay, and the last but not least about the 3 pillars, we're talking about the 3 stress-free ways to land your dream job this year, 2022, is how to change your mindset, attitude, and approach. So here is the thing. Sometimes the road, the path that we are on, that we're walking, is limited. Sometimes what we know has its own limitations and boundaries. And we have to find the courage and we have to find the confidence to say, that's not good enough for me. I'm going to challenge this and pull if I need to, stretch. I'm going to analyze this. I'm going to look deeper into that. I'm going to question things. I'm going to find out whether or not these beliefs, values, theories, paradigms are really mine. So this is something I inherited. This is something I learned from my parents, school, teachers, society, wherever. So this is your opportunity to step up and make those changes that you need. Nobody else is going to do that for you. And this is an example. Let's pretend we are back in the 1980s and we are in, let's say, New York. We want to get to the Times Square and we have the printed map, you know, this old style printed map in our hands. And we're trying to get to the Times Square and it's written New York at the top, but in fact, it's a map of Chicago. So we are lost. We don't know where we are. We don't know where Times Square is. No idea where we're going, which direction we need to start. completely lost. So what can we do? We spoke about changing attitude. Yes, I can think positive. I am good. I deserve to be in Times Square. I am positive I will get there. I do everything I can. I am working harder and I will do that. So that's very good. You're changing your attitude, you're changing your thinking, and you feel very happy. You can also change your behavior. You can start walking faster, or even you can start running. You can even start and stopping by a runners to be able to run faster. You can even jump into a cab in order to be faster. But you're still lost. You're still holding a map of Chicago in New York. So what's going to happen? What's happening is that you're going to be still lost. You will be happy and you improved your behavior. So you will get to the wrong place quicker and happier, but you're still lost because you're not holding the right map. The paradigm, what you base your behavior and attitude on, is wrong. You are not targeting, when it comes to job application, you're not targeting the right company. You're not targeting the right industry, or you're not targeting the right country, the right team. There are so many factors you need to put, a priority to. You need to have your foundation right. And once you have the right industry selected, the right company, the right sector, the right level, the right country even, then your attitude and behavior is going to make a huge difference when it comes to application and the interviewing process. But without it, it doesn't matter how nicely you decorate the box inside, how many rounds of interviews you're going through very fast and very happily. If that job is not useful, it's not the one that you feel happy about or you will feel passionate about, or this is not where you can be successful and build your career sustainably on a long run in, you will end up leaving that job within the first couple of weeks, or you will be devastated and even more sad, than ever before, and you're back to square one. So this is what you need to take into consideration. What is the map I'm holding? What I'm trying to ultimately achieve here? For me, it was a big realization. What I'm doing is what I really want to do. But again, I just needed to change my box. And that's why I set up my own business. And I'm still helping people, educating people and coaching people to land a dream job and helping them to get there, but in a different settings, in a different box. I also made other changes. For example, I changed coffee to cacao, and I also started making some research and I started learning more and educating myself about different other health options and choices. And in some cases, I use homeopathy over, prescribed drugs when it's appropriate. But again, these are just two examples out of thousands that's available out there. What I'm encouraging you and everybody else, all my clients, everybody, make the right choice for you. Look around, do your research, ask questions, educate yourself, ask for help, and make a choice what suits you as a person, as a unique, fantastic individuals walking on this planet Earth in this point in time. Do it. I do empower you to do that for yourself. So when it comes to change, think about the map. You have a choice. You can change, you can stretch, and you can question the old paradigms and change the map, change the box, and then go into those new boxes wholeheartedly to land where you want to be. So who is ready for this transmission and transformation? Who wants to land a dream job in 2022 while sustaining their health and happiness? Who is ready for, passion again and feeling, happy again in what they are doing? If you are, I'm happy and pleased to tell you that I'm opening up my calendar and I offer a free one-on-one consultation. And we will talk about how Sustainable Career Navigation Program might be able to help you. And we also talk about other things. Where are you in your career? And what kind of help you need with that. But before I talk about that, let me just try to give you this link. And you can find this link on either in the chat box or on www.calendly.com/Arch Island. That's the place where you can see some available slots that I've opened up, and you can book one for yourself to meet with me, and we can go through a few things on this call, like where are you in your career path right now? Where are you going and what's holding you back from landing in your dream job or dream business or dream career? And we can establish a pathway and what kind of help you might benefit from to get there more effectively, more efficiently, with less stress and sustaining your happiness and health as well. If currently it doesn't work for you, or maybe you do not find a slot there that could suit you, or you are listening and you couldn't click on the link, I'm telling you my email address, info@archisland.com, and you can email me as well and propose a slot, and I'm pretty sure we will find something that suits and we can connect. Those people who worked with me, they gained a lot of things during our work. They gained a lot of confidence, you know, like it's not unique feeling lost and not feeling the courage to make those changes and standing up for yourself. You might feel it's selfish and you might feel guilty that, oh, I should be happy with what I have because so many people wouldn't have this. Yes, but think about that. If you are happier, healthier, you feel the passion and you will make more money, you have more opportunity to share, to give back, to take care of people around you and other people in the world. So that's again, what's your inner talk? I am selfish, or with this opportunity, actually I can give back more to my community, my people or other people in the world who are in need. It's a huge difference. And this is the confidence and mindset my clients benefited from big time, you know, after they worked with me. Happiness and balance, they all are in a happier place and more balanced in terms of their life and career and mindset. They gain knowledge about how to apply for a job, skills when it comes to job interviewing skills, CV writing skills. We went through all of these with them. Obviously, they are more aware and they are making more conscious decision about, you know, health and wellness, nutrition choices when it comes to that. So I'm trying to give some sort of information around that as well, and it's been working very well for them. And obviously, as a reason and as a result, they are in their dream job, or they are a lot closer in their dream job, and all of their salary went up. So they are very happy and either doing their dream job already, or they are a lot closer to achieve. Sometimes, you know, your path is not linear, it's not upwards. Sometimes we need to do a zigzag, but no matter what you do, think about the spiral. You might feel it's going around in circles, but in fact, you're at a different higher level. So that's a huge difference. So as a recap, we spoke about gratitude, be thankful for an opportunity you were given, grab the opportunity you were given, but think about the box when it comes to gratitude. You go in there, you freshen it up, you clean it, you decorate, you make it your own, you have the experience, and then you leave You let that go, you learn from the experience, and then you move into the next box, the next application, the next interview with a fresh attitude, mind, enthusiasm. When it comes to connection, think about yourself, how you can connect with yourself. Is it how you provide me time? Is it a long bath, or is it meditation, or is it a walk, or swimming, or doing other sports, or going on vacation, traveling? What is the gift you give yourself to be with yourself? How you connect with your thinking, your emotions, your actions, how to connect with others, your relationship with your family, your friends, your colleagues, people around you, your neighbors. Where is your next client, recruiter, hiring managers coming from? You never know. So evaluate those connections online, on social media, as well as in real life, in real person. And we spoke about change. Sometimes you feel there is a barrier. This is what it is. Be empowered. Feel your power. You can make a change. You can start questioning things. You can start looking into things, doing more research, educating yourself, asking for help. And map out what's available for you and make a decision that feels right that point in time for your own unique experience. Your experience is different, remember, than everybody else is different, everybody else's experience. So step up, feel the encouragement and feel the confidence to do it. But if you need help with that, and that's what we also spoke about, I'm offering a free 20-minute one-on-one sustainable career navigation call, and I have free slots on my calendly.com/Art Island or info@artisland.com, where you can contact me, and you can definitely connect with me after that. I would be so happy to listen to you. Now I spoke a lot, and you can now listen. I can now listen to you. That's my turn now to listen and see how I can help you to remove some of the roadblocks and get you where you want to be. Okay, so before we go and say goodbye, I would love to hear your main takeaway. So please put it in the chat box for me. And if you're listening to the recordings, please email it to me, info@artisland.com. I'm very curious what you've learned from this workshop. What was maybe the one thing, if there is only one thing, that you will do differently from now on, that you would like to try maybe doing differently from now on, what you would like to maybe learn more about from now on. And again, if it's something that I can help you with, I am absolutely open and ready to meet you and see what else we can do together. And if you have any questions live, I would be happy to answer. Please put it in the chat box. And while you are doing that, last time somebody asked me about, whether or not they should say the salary expectations or the current salary when it comes to an interview, and there's somebody asking them, or during the phone screening process. And this time, somebody asked me before the workshop whether or not they should work with a recruiting agency or just directly applying to a company when they would have a bigger chance. Excellent question. Absolutely valid and excellent question. There is no certain yes or no. This is the way how you should do that, or that is the way. If you do that, you will get there. It depends. So you might not want to hear that, but again, as you are all individuals, all different, all unique people, the jobs, the companies, and the method, the way how they work differs as well, and is different. There are certain companies in a certain industry, like an airline industry, that they have exclusive contracts with an agency. You have to go through a certain agency. You don't have a choice. You have to go through the certain agency to a certain positions. But for other positions in the same company, they do not require any agency's help, and they disregard. They won't even look at it. So you have to go directly with your application for those jobs in those companies. But on the other hand, if you do work with an agency, they can be great advocates for you. They can really put you on a spot. They can really sell you well. They can really highlight your skills, you know, your positive sides. And what's more important is, especially for those people whose English is not their first language, that they can really tell you more accurately, more they can express, you know, better with words, you know, about yourself. But on the other hand, you have to accept that some companies don't work with agencies. So you need to be aware, if you want to work for one of those companies, you have to contact them directly. But between agencies and direct applications, don't forget that there is another way of getting into a company, which we've spoken about that already, which is through referrals. If somebody is recommending you for a job, that's probably the best way, especially when it comes to software industry. That's very common and very appreciated if somebody is recommended by somebody who's already working for the company. Okay, I hope that you have found the last hour helpful and you managed to gain some knowledge that you didn't know before. And if you feel that you need more information, as I said, get in touch. And for now, I'd like to say thank you, all the best, Dankeschön, gracias, adios, merci, obrigado, and I hope I see you soon again. Bye.